My name is Samaya and welcome back to my channel. And for those of you who don't know, this channel is about overcoming bullying and peer pressure and just general advice that I give to you through experiences that I've gone through. So there's normally a black and white when it comes to bullying. Verbal bullying, cyberbullying, physical. But recently there's been more of a grey area and we are talking about roasting. Now, if you don't know what roasting is, which I'm pretty sure everyone knows what roasting is, it's mainly, poking fun at your friends or whatever, but for things that are very harmless usually. But the thing is, everything that one person thinks is harmless, the other person might not. So, say years ago, if someone roasted me about my forehead and how big it was, I would be very self-conscious about it. I would pretend to laugh and whatever, but I would be quite self-conscious about it because I always hated how big my forehead was and that sort of thing. I mean, now you could roast away. I have like a 5 head, it doesn't bother me. But everyone's different. And the thing is, you may poke fun at someone for something that you think, it doesn't bother them, whether it's their eyebrows or their body weight, which is usually not the go-to because a lot of people are very self-conscious about their body. But little things like, maybe a beauty mark or that sort of thing that people would roast you for, and you might think, okay, well, I'm really insecure about this. You'll pretend to laugh and, but the thing is, you shouldn't go with the flow. Don't pretend. Because if you find that it's hurting you, and usually this is among friends, so if you find that it's hurting you, don't worry about being seen as a party pooper or, like you can't laugh at yourself, because there are things that people can laugh at themselves for, but others that they can't. And you should step up and just, even if you go to the person separately, tell them, I don't like people making fun of whatever it is that you might not like. So for me, then it could have been the forehead. I would say, I don't like people making fun of me because of my forehead, and yeah, it was all fun and games in the moment, but it does hurt me, and I just wanted to take you aside and let you know. And I'm sure that being your friends, they will understand, and they'll say, oh, well, that was my bad, and I didn't mean it that way. So it's really important to let them know that there are things that you can laugh at yourself about and things that you don't really care if people poke fun about you for, and things that are a no-go zone, things that you're working on, things that you may be insecure about, and that sort of thing. It's usually better to tell your friends to steer clear of those things. It's better for them and for you, because at least now you'll happily participate in whatever jokes and stuff about yourself or about your friends, but you have to make sure also that what you're roasting them about, they're not uncomfortable about. So you encourage them to tell you. Could be separately or even through text, because that's the easiest way. And everyone has insecurities, so just because people don't show it, don't think that, oh, well, they have no insecurities. Because it's true that everyone has insecurities. I think you're stronger if you're upfront about your insecurities, whereas if you hide it, it might get worse. But if you confront it, like I did with my forehead, I was like, okay, well, it's there, it's always gonna be there. If I tie my hair back, I look like I am pretty much bald. And I've come to terms with it. I said, well, this is, my forehead, and There's nothing else I can do about it, so that's fine. But I faced my insecurity about my forehead. And I always used to want a fringe and everything to cover it, but you know, with my hair, it's basically just gonna be afro, it's just gonna go up anyway. And it wasn't gonna work out. So all I'm saying is, yes, roasting isn't really a form of bullying, but it can be. And if you talk to your friends about things that make you insecure and ask them not to roast you about it, especially in front of others, and they continue to do that, that's where it becomes bullying, because they've heard what you had to say and they didn't care. They just went on. They were more concerned about getting the laughs than they were about your feelings. And I think at that point that they're not really your friend. At that point, it's best to just walk away, because those kinds of friendships become toxic and you build a lot of resentment, and it's not good for you or for them, but it's more unfair on you because you will harbor all these resentments, and every time you see them, it'll come out. And you may one day explode and you may become the bully, maybe not to them, maybe to someone else, but that's always something that you need to try and avoid. So if you confront the person and you tell them, I don't appreciate this being the topic of conversation, I'm really insecure about this, can you not talk about it in front of people and roast me for it? Then if they stop, that's good, because they listened and they heard you and they were obviously clearly sorry. But if they paid no attention and you saw that the next day they were roasting you for the same thing, then they're more concerned with the laughs than they are with you or your feelings. And also, I mean, it's not just in front of everyone verbally, it could be online, it could be in group chats. If you still see them continuing, they were never really interested in keeping your insecurities, in leaving your insecurities alone. There are some people, which is very sad, that thrive on showing other people's insecurities. So they will, no matter what you say, they will still keep going. And those people are usually the most insecure, and they like to project either their insecurities on you or talk about your insecurities to keep people from looking at theirs. And those are the kind of people you avoid. I mean, you may think, okay, well, if I leave them, and what if I can't make other friends? There's always other friends, like there's always other people. And you might find someone better, and someone who will lift you up, someone who will help you through your insecurities. So that's where roasting can become a form of bullying, and it's definitely something that either you should steer clear of, something you shouldn't do either. And if you have seen yourself doing this, apologize to whoever it is you're doing it to, and make sure that you don't continue, because being teased about your insecurity can lead to a lot of horrible things. I mean, depression, and even extreme cases, suicide. And you don't want to be that person who pushed someone over the edge. It might start off as fun and games where, you know, you're just roasting and it's just banter, but if the person, or if they tell you that they don't want you to talk about that insecurity, especially in front of other people, and if they just don't want anyone to know about it and you keep doing it, then you are a bully. And if it's happening to you, if you've approached someone and you've told them this topic is off limits and they continue, then you need to walk away. It's not going to be worth it. You may think, oh, they're your friends, you know, they're just having a bit of fun, but they're having fun at your expense. So what kind of friend really are they? There's nothing wrong with some friendly, you know, some poking fun, some friendly, you know, roasting and that sort of thing. But if you know that it's going to touch a nerve, I would steer clear completely. And you don't really need to do it, it's not a need. Recently it's just, it's become a trend to kind of self-deprecate, and that's not a healthy way of living. It's fine to laugh at yourself, but when you're constantly making jokes about yourself or someone else, putting them down, it's not going to be good in the long run, because you'll find your self-esteem shot, or you will find someone else battling with depression, and it could be because of what you did. And you don't want to ever be in a position like that. If you connected with this video, please like, share and subscribe. And if you want to share your own story, which I would absolutely love to hear, comment down below. It can be one of those short comments, or even like write me a whole thing. It doesn't matter.